Hello dear friends and welcome to my channel. My name is Polina and here on my channel I talk about fragrances. In today's video I'm going to be talking about my perfume rotation. The last video I did about my perfume rotation was in spring, and then my summer was so intense that I somehow missed to make another video about my summer perfumes. So my spring perfumes moved into the summer and I was using them for many months. And now I feel the need, the urge to change my perfume rotation because of the change of the weather. The autumn is coming, so I would like to wear something else. But first of all, I would like to say a couple of words about the perfumes that I wore most in the spring and summer, that were my favorites. And I would like to begin with Peut-Etre by the Maison Lancome. Originally, this perfume was created in 1937, then reformulated in 1956, in 2008, and finally in 2020 by Nathalie Lorson, very famous maître parfumeur. It is an angelic perfume, a perfume of an angel. This fragrance is about rose, about the musk, but this is not so simple as it sounds to be. It is a very deep, very elegant, feminine perfume. The longevity is astonishing. Peut-être, in French it means maybe, so this fragrance is about waiting, about awaiting of something romantic to happen. But it's not airy, it's not very light perfume. It has a certain texture and structure. And because of this longevity, I was absolutely astonished by this one. So, perfume about musk, rose, and some powdery notes. I think this one is also suitable for every time of the year. But I was wearing this in the spring and summer, not during the hottest days, but I think in winter and in the autumn it is also a very nice one. I just got a little bit tired of this. Another fragrance that I used quite frequently was Mihime by American niche brand Keiko Mecheri. This fragrance is also about musk, about cherry blossom, about rose. It has a creamy, powdery, buttery texture, very calm, delicate, intimate fragrance. Unfortunately, the longevity was quite poor, but nonetheless very feminine and elegant fragrance. I was in love with this one. I was using Mihime, which in Japanese means beautiful, quite frequently. Another fragrance that was one of my favorites was Rose de Mai by Perris Monte Carlo. Very famous maître parfumeur created this one in 2019, Jean-Claude Ellena. This fragrance is about rose with some green notes, with little hint of geranium, a little bitter powdery touch, but I noticed that this one is a very natural fragrance, a fragrance close to nature. The longevity wasn't quite nice, unfortunately, so I had to renew this one quite often, but it was very nice during the hot days, during the summer. Another fragrance that I used the most, I would say, was Blanche by Byredo. This one was created in 2009, and this one is about aldehydes, some floral notes. This fragrance is about laundry, conditioner, cleanies. It has some chemical touch, The longevity is astonishing. I wasn't expecting that this fragrance is so long lasting, and this was my salvation during the hot days, because it gives you such a refreshment and feeling of purity and cleanness. It was just amazing. One of my favorite perfumes during summer 2021. Another fragrance that I frequently used was the new launch of 2021, Very Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. It is about fruits, berries, some floral notes, very gourmandy and delicious fragrance. The longevity was also quite nice. First I was kind of disappointed by the longevity, but during the hot days the fragrance opened with very delicious, sweet berry and fruity notes, black currant, rose, a little hint of vanilla. An amazing one, very beautiful fragrance. And the last fragrance that I used quite frequently was Maison Margiela Replica Matcha Meditation. That was also my helper and salvation during the hot days. This fragrance is about tea, about matcha tea, powdery, green, with some green notes, some citrusy notes. Also quite long lasting, although you know you wouldn't expect that from the citrusy, powdery or tea fragrances. This one is not only feminine, I would say this is quite unisex, so both sexes could wear this. Yeah, I was quite happy to have this during the hot summer. So what are the fragrances that I'm going to use in my autumn rotation? First of all, I would like to wear White Petals. You don't see that, by Keiko Mecheri. This fragrance was created, I would say, I think in 2001, although some sources notice 2009, but I think the cap indicates that it was the original launch. Correct me if I'm wrong. It has iris root, peony, daffodil, lily of the valley, some tea note, rose and woody notes. For me, this fragrance is about powder, about some makeup-y direction in perfumery. I think this one is a long-lasting one, and the projection is also quite nice. White Petals is a very delicate but nonetheless sensual fragrance. It goes in this makeup-y, powdery direction in perfumery, and because of the floral notes, it gives to the fragrance some sensual touch, but the tea note gives to this fragrance a certain calmness. So I think this is a perfect fragrance for the change of the seasons, because it has some deep structure, it is powdery, and the longevity is also quite astonishing. The projection is very nice, and I love this fragrance. White Petals. I think it was discontinued, I'm not sure, but I still have it, and I'm quite happy that I'm going to use this one during the coming autumn. Another fragrance that is also new to me, it's not new on the market, it was launched in 2014. It's Narciso by Narciso Rodriguez. The maître parfumeur behind this fragrance is Aurélien Guichard, very famous perfume creator. It is also a powdery, woody fragrance, also quite sexy and sensual. I haven't used this one before, so this will be my new experience. I will be talking about this one at the end of my perfume rotation. Also from the house of Narciso Rodriguez, I'm going to use the original For Her EdT version that was launched in 2003 and won many awards. The nose behind this fragrance is the most famous Maître Parfumeur Francisco Jan. I think this one is also perfect for the change of the seasons, because for the hot summer days it is too sexy, too sensual, but for the coming autumn it's going to be perfect. It has rose and osmanthus in it, of course the famous musk of Narciso Rodriguez. I just love this one. I think this is the living classic, the modern classic of perfumery. Another classy perfume that I'm going to use is Chanel No. 5, the famous No. 5, but not the original one. This is the version Le. For me, this is the more suitable and wearable fragrance for the office hours. I'm not quite ready for the original or the Parfum version. This has more citruses in this one. The notes listed here are very rich and there are very many notes listed here. The nose behind this is Olivier Polget, the in-house perfume maker of the house Chanel. So this is a classy one. This is about floral notes, citrusy notes and aldehydes. As I said, more suitable version for me. I'm going, at some point, I'm going to have the Parfum version of No. 5, but I'm not quite ready yet. Another fragrance that I'm going to use for the coming summer is Musk by Lorenzo. Villoresi, Italian niche brand. I already talked about this one. It is about musk, not animalistic, but not clean musk. It is quite in the middle. It is about rose, about woody notes, the favorite fragrance of Brad Pitt. It is very calming. It helps to concentrate. The longevity was also astonishing by this one. Very beautiful one. It was created in 1995, so quite long-lasting on the market. Another fragrance that I'm going to use is called Milieu Rosa by an American niche brand, Odin. It was created in, if I'm not mistaken, in 2014. And the rose is listed here in the top, in the middle and in the base. But it's not so simple as you may think. It's not only about rose. It has some refreshing, calming and metallic touch in it. For me, this is a fragrance nostalgia about the summer. A very nice fragrance for the coming autumn, because also in autumn there are some types of roses that still bloom. I'm not a gardener, I don't know the names, but I think this is this direction, this is this typical autumn rose. And I love this special metallic touch of this Milieu Rosa. Also, longevity is astonishing. You would say, well, rose could disappear quite quickly. No, this one stays on the skin. Has some charm and calming effect. And the last fragrance I'm going to include in my next rotation is La Panthère by Cartier in the version of Eau de Toilette. This one was created in 2018 by Mathilde Laurent, the in-house parfumeur of the house Cartier. It is about gardenia, musk, pineapple, bergamot, very sensual, but nonetheless it has some certain bitchy touch in it. I already talked about this one. It gives you more power, it supports your will. Nonetheless, very feminine, but has gives you more power. It is a strong perfume. Still has a little sour touch, fruity touch, and this typical musk, which is signature for La Panthère line. These fragrances are going to be included in my next perfume rotation. At the end of my perfume rotation, couple of months, I'm going to share with you my experiences with these fragrances and talk about the next perfume rotation. Okay, I hope it was interesting for you. Maybe you learned something new. Maybe you heard about some new perfumes that you haven't heard about. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and see you soon in the next one. Thank you and bye bye.